Sunday, the first day of the week.
Sunday, the first day of the week, it said. So first of all, some people say, well, you don't know what day is what. We can't figure it out. Look, that's not the question. You can read and find out Saturday is the seventh day, Sunday is the first day. The question is, man's tradition say it changed. The Sabbath changed from the seventh day to the first day, which is Sunday. But that's their own tradition. So it's telling us Sunday is the first day of the week. Now it's going to give us the spiel. What's the spiel? Go ahead.
All Christians observe this day as a holy day in memory of the resurrection of Christ.
See, that's where it comes from. They say, well, we changed it to Sunday because Christ rose on that day. First of all, that's a lie. He didn't rise on Sunday, and we're going to disprove that. But it still wouldn't change the Sabbath if he had. It's not in the Bible. Go ahead.
Since the beginning of the 4th century, Sunday has been established as the Lord's day by the church, a special day to be sanctified by the rest from secular work and by public worship.
Oh, since the beginning of the 4th century. That's at 300 AD. So you mean it took them almost 300 years to figure out that the Lord changed the Sabbath? No, the Lord didn't change it. This stuff they came up with. Because if he had changed it, the apostles would have did it. Some people say, well, they're going to be apostolic. Look, if you're going to be apostolic, you follow what the apostles did. They did what Jesus did. Jesus did what the prophets did. They all honored the seventh day. They kept that holy. They did not keep Sunday holy, brothers and sisters. That came later. He told you here in the 4th century. You can look it up in history. Constantine made it a law. 321 AD to be exact. But he said since the beginning of the 4th century, Sunday been sanctified. That's when it came about. Go ahead.
The old Teutonic peoples held the day sacred to the sun.
Oh, now this is where it come from, though. In the old days, they already held this day that everybody go to church on sacred to what?
To the sun.
The sun, the S-U-N, not the Son of God. The S-U-N, sun. Remember, didn't God just tell us, don't look up and worship the sun?
That's right.
Well, the old Teutonic peoples did it, and guess what we doing? We following suit with them. That's why they changed it. It's not changed in the Bible, brothers and sisters. But let's go a little farther. We're going to look at Matthew, the 12th chapter now. We're going to get back to some history a little later when we get to one of the big holidays, main holidays. We're just dealing with the Sabbath day now because they done made that special too, made Sunday special. Matthew 12 and verse 38, because they said Jesus rose on Sunday, so we're going to look at how Jesus' resurrection went and disprove that. Show you the Sabbath day didn't change, brothers and sisters. Matthew 12 and verse 38. Go ahead.
Then certain of the scribes and of the Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we will see a sign from thee. But he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah.
See, the only sign I'm going to give you is the sign of Jonas. What's that sign? Go ahead.
For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
Wait a minute. Now, Jesus told us with his own mouth. You got to pay attention to this. Jesus said, the sign I'm going to give you about me is I will be in the grave just like Jonas was in the heart of in the belly of the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. Now, man's tradition tell us, and we got some other holidays that we're going to get into from that, it tell us that Jesus died on Good Friday and he rose on Easter Sunday. Can you get 3 days and 3 nights from Friday evening to Easter Sunday? That's telling you right there something's wrong with that. Jesus was specific. But now let's go to Matthew 28. Let's see if he rose Sunday morning anyway, like they tell us, the first day of the week. Because Sunday is the first day of the week. We read that. But we here to show you that don't change the Sabbath, brothers and sisters. Matthew 28, and pick it up at verse 1. This is when Jesus rose. Let's see if we see him rise the first day of the week, Sunday. Go ahead. 28 and 1.
In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
Okay, now this is when Jesus had died, and they thought he was still buried in the grave. But remember, Jesus told us 3 days and 3 nights, didn't he?
Yep.
Okay, so they got there, it said, at the end of the Sabbath, because the Sabbath is on the 7th day, from sundown to sundown. Okay, then you go into the first day after the Sabbath end. So that's what it said in the end of the Sabbath. as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week. So in other words, the Sabbath has just ended when the sun went down. Now it's getting light early Sunday morning. It's getting light now. And notice, pay attention to this anyway. The Sabbath is still the Sabbath, which is the seventh day, isn't it?
Yes.
That's why I say the end of the Sabbath. And the first day is no new Sabbath. It is simply still the first day in the Bible. Where do you get the new Sabbath from? Not in the Bible. Where do you get the Christian Sabbath? It didn't say Christian Sabbath, didn't it? It just said dawn toward the first day of the week. Mary Magdalene and all the sisters came to the grave site. Go ahead, verse 2.
And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it.
Now, we've been told Jesus rose early Sunday morning, the first day of the week. But now this is early Sunday morning, the first day of the week, and we're going to see if we can catch him rising. So we can worship this too, if it's true. But go ahead.
His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow.
Only thing they saw was an angel so far. Go ahead.
And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead men.
Go ahead.
And the angel answered and said unto the women, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified.
Oh, now the angel told them. Now it's early first day of the week, Sunday morning. People get up and have sunrise service, which again, that's not to worship Jesus. You think it is. It's to worship the sun. That's where that tradition comes from. So the angel said, I know you seek Jesus, which was crucified. What?
He is not here.
He is not here. Why?
For he is risen. And as he said, come, see the place where the Lord lay.
Oh, the angel told them early the first day of the week, he is risen. And we know he had risen the night before because of what he said in Matthew